Hey folks, Quilly18 here, and welcome to another episode of our Sid Meier's Civilization VII gameplay preview, where we are kind of limited to about 10 minutes of gameplay per episode over here, but we are making do with what we can with a little bit of rambling at the start and at the end of the episodes. In this one, we are, as promised, going to go through an age transition. We have reached the end of the Antiquities era, and we are going to move into the Age of Exploration here as Hatshepsut. Who are we going to choose to play as? Well, we'll find out. A few things have changed in the landscape of the world. Something happened to Augustus? I don't know. You know, the game must have glitched because he doesn't exist anymore. I'm sure it had nothing to do with anything I did. That would be crazy. To be fair, actually, I didn't wipe him out in the very first war that we had. I left him with some cities, but then I made an alliance with Charlemagne, and then not long after that, he got into war with Caesar, and actually with Catherine as well. So I was fighting on kind of two fronts, but mostly I just went and wiped out what was left of Rome, took it for myself, and then I went and was a little bit scary in the direction of Catherine, and well, this is Sparta, which of course belongs to Hatshepsut. Also, all these Roman towns down here. Now, some of you, I know, have been concerned about this whole idea of a settlement limit, and that you can see here, we are at fairly high over our settlement limit of 5. We're at 8 of 5. You can see here we've got a penalty. We've got -5 happiness in all settlements per settlement over the limit. It's fine. It's just... settlement limit is just a number, and numbers you can ignore if you decide to do that. We currently have a few unhappy cities, and there's a few different reasons for that. Partially is because we have a crisis going on. When you get near the end of an era, as determined by this number over here, a sort of a crisis, with the thing that sort of precipitates the change into a new era starts to happen. And like with the social policies, you start to slot in these policy cards over here, and you get to choose what kind of penalties you're going to deal with. So we got a few things going on there, but we are about to end our era, so I think it's time to do that. Unfortunately, Catherine is a little unhappy because we did, of course, go to a war, but you know, I was hoping that we could reconcile. But maybe in the next era, things will go better. You can actually see, it is happening. She accepted my reconciliation. So it's going to be active for a little while, and hopefully it'll repair relationships a little bit. But Chucky over here, he's real happy with us. So, the world is broken. The scourge has ended. The world yet turns, but its shape is unfamiliar. People's displaced from their homelands, make new homes, etc., etc. Listen, I got 10 minutes gameplay here. I got a boogie. So, the Age of Antiquity is ending. So, let's do that. And command. Oh yeah, I built an extra merchant. I don't have anything to use him for trade yet, so I'm just using him to explore a little bit, and that worked out okay. And we're just going to park you here, and we're just going to try to chooch through this turn here so that we get an era transition. You got some titles. That's great for you. Let's give you a little bit of a promotion. I really like this maneuver promotion, so I'll go ahead and give you that. And oh, you have another point after that. Okay, we'll give you assault. That's cool. And no, we'll ignore you. We'll move you. Let's just put all these guys on alert. The hotkey for that, by the way, when you get the game, is the V key. Oh, hang on. I've got some barbarians over here that I'm fighting. That's why these guys are a little waking up. Listen, Army Commander, could you do a focus fire? Actually, let me do this, and then that, and then move you over here, and then focus fire with multiple units. Pew, pew, pew. Good. Next turn. There we go. The Antiquity Age comes to an end. So we get this lovely little display. Then
Egypt's forces boasted the influence of a raging river. When you make your enemies your allies, do you still have enemies?
When you kill all your enemies and take their cities, do you still have enemies? Just saying. All right, so we've unlocked, because of our progress in the legacy system, we've unlocked a few different bonuses for the next era. You get the Legends Report, you get some XP for unlocking some things sort of permanently. We're going to transition to the next stage. Now, there's going to be a little bit of a loading screen here, so I'm going to pause the gameplay counter while that is happening in the background. So what's going to happen with this age transition? Quite a few things are going to change up. The idea with the age transition is to break up the sort of kind of linear, homogeneous gameplay that happens in most of these 4X strategy games from start to finish. Yes, there's always a little bit of change in a sense as, you know, different technologies and things progress, but there is a certain amount of sameness. This provides the opportunity for a little bit of a reset and making it so you in a sense, not really, but you sort of have 3 games in one ish. No, maybe not. I don't know. I do have, I think 2 cities going on. All the cities are going to be reset into towns. We're going to get the opportunity to repick which of those towns we want to be moving to cities. The other thing that happens is our units will change to age units from the next era. Things get moved around, things will get reset a little bit, and of course, all of our production buildings that don't have the ageless tag, they will be producing less in this era at the start, but we're gonna have access to higher tier buildings. So let's restart the counter here as I flip back into the game. And then we have the Exploration Age cultures. So we have a few cultures that we can unlock because of whomst we are. For example, the Abbasid Civ we could become because we are Egypt. The Incas, we can become this one. I believe it's an unlock because, it doesn't say it here, but yeah, we can become it. It's because we settled a bunch of buildings near mountains, right? Like, obviously, in real life, the Incans and the Egyptians don't live next to each other. But we're not playing on a real Earth map, right? Different things are going on. Here we did settle a lot of places near mountains. This can work mountain terrain, bonus food and production on mountain terrain, and production towards Machu Picchu. That's quite cool. What was the Abbasids? Gold for each rural population of the city when you create a specialist, and yeah, wonder stuff, and then we get some unique units. I'm trying to go through this relatively quickly because that's not the goal of this episode. Ooh, Ming, 50% more science in the capital, minus 15 science per turn for each social policy, but not tradition slotted. I think the traditions are the ones unique to our empire. That's interesting. We built a bunch of walls so we can become the Normans. And we've got Songhai over here, which you can get just because we are Egypt. Resource capacity in cities on navigable rivers. Your trade ships can be plundered on navigable rivers. That's quite cool. I don't know. Oh, man. You know what? Economic, militaristic, trade, navigable rivers. Let's keep going with just the navigable rivers theme. Whether or not this was the optimal pick, I'm not going to say, right? But it's just what we're going to do. So
from the heart of the Sahel,
I guess there isn't a loading screen. I thought there was.
Emerge upon the river's waves.
Oh, there is, but there's dialogue.
By storm.
I guess that's it for the dialogue. Okay. So while that is just chooching along and just it's updating the it's loading new building graphics and things like that in the background. I gotta say, like, the advantage here, whoa, that was weird. The advantage here is that you get minimal loading time at the start of the thing, but then you do get one between the ages, and hopefully it's not gonna take too long. Let's go and resume our gameplay here. And what do we got? So yeah, our buildings are changed. Not too much, actually, because we haven't built the new buildings yet, but we've got new technology tree that is now available. And I know, so the same thing with the civics over here, which we're gonna have to choose. You can see we're gonna choose these legacies. So the Exploration Age has begun. Thank you very much. So we have a few points over here. We got 1 wildcard point, 2 scientific, 2 cultural, 3 militaristic, and 2 economic. So if I go over to the scientific one over here, we can see what we can spend it on. Collector of knowledge, +1 science for every codex and antiquities. We got up to 8. We didn't get, you could do 10 for the full unlock of the science stuff. It's a shame we didn't get all of them, but that's fine. I'm gonna spend my 2 over here on that. I do have a wild card. I could use it for an attribute point, but let's see what the others are. For culture, we got wondrous heritage, wonders you control, +1 culture, +1 happiness. We do have a lot of wonders. That's pretty good. Hatshepsut exploration legend culture. For this age, gain 15% culture at the cost of minus 10% science. I think I'm going to do wondrous heritage. That's actually pretty nice. Golden age. Okay, so when you max out one of the categories, you do get the ability of the Golden Age things, which can do some funky things. It can keep some buildings, instead of aging off, can keep their bonus. That was one of the things. Here we're going to gain an infantry unit in every settlement you conquered last age. We conquered 4 with Sparta, I think. Yeah, well, the total units right there. That's not bad. On the other hand, +2 settlement unit. We do have a lot of settlements. I think we could use the +2 settlement limit. We're going to do that. And then we have 2 commercial over here. We could take this legendary one because we've got this wild card. That's not too bad. Yeah, we didn't have a lot of trades there. You know what? I like legendary fortifications. Sure. I don't think that we're going to be that threatened necessarily, but we're going to go ahead and pick that. Oh, and then over here. Oh, did it not actually? Well, I don't, you know what? Do I need more infantry units? I might just want more of these points. Now, you know what? Let's do it. Let's get the extra units. Then we won't have to worry about building any. All right, confirm legacies. Done. And then, yeah, Wasset is our only city currently. We've got a few things. We did get the Bazaar, which is part of this age. And then we still have some ageless ones that I never got around to building, which is fine. There's no reason to do that. Gold Bangles Infantry, cool name. And then, of course, we can always put our production towards just getting some tech or culture if we want. Yeah, you know what? Let's build this Bazaar. That seems okay. That's a good spot for it there. Although, we could get more raw money here. And you really want, like, adjacencies is good. And this, so the science and culture isn't, the bazaar doesn't get the science and culture, but it's going to be boosting other buildings because they're going to get an adjacency bonus. All right, and you can see it builds over the market. It's going to replace the market, replace it with a bazaar. That seems like a fine thing. We got a bunch of resources here, and if this gets overwhelming, we can filter this. We can leave out the towns just so that the capitals, for example, the cities over here, we want to put these in. Distant land cities. Distant land cities are places on other continents, for example. The camels are quite good because then you can fit more resources in there. So actually, let me do this. We'll just dump a ton in here. That's fine. Yeah, 10% culture. This is going to generate more culture than everything else. That's okay. And then towns. I'm not going to worry too much for the purpose of this video. I'm just going to go and quickly slot in some things. Okay. And then I think, you know what? I think Rome should be a city. Come on. Rome should totally be a city. Right? So we're going to go and convert this to a city. It's really cheap because it's a big settlement. So there we go. So 2 cities, and yeah, we're at 8 of 10 for a settlement limit. We've got lots. We got some more just going into this era, and we picked the thing for the extra +2. So we got room to grow. It looks like the stonecutter wouldn't be a bad building to slap down here. In theory, because the stonecutter doesn't actually get adjacency, you could put it in a tile that doesn't care about adjacency because to stack specialists and stuff somewhere else. But, you know what? We'll just throw it in there. That's going to be fine. And then I'm wondering, actually, I think I might start on a settler. Yeah, because we can clearly have a couple more towns. And then what are we going to research? Machinery to unlock the grist mill. We got the sawmill, catapult units, astronomy. Oh, I really want to go and start exploring, yeah, across the sea. All civilian support units may enter deep ocean. Although maybe I'll take astronomy first, build the observatory, and then we'll consider doing that. And then economics. Oh, yeah, we want to get some merchants going again. And for now, we'll just pick Enquete and, not Riches of Duduat. We'll take Kemet over here. That's going to be cool. And then, oh, yeah, Roma's got an extra slot, so we'll lower that in. That's going to be great. Okay. Good. And then we do have a variety of little units over here. Again, our units have been recreated, and they spread them out. Put one in every city just to make sure you're okay. I might be a little bit worried about Catherine maybe still being a little upset with me. Any chance you'd be open to, like, a cultural exchange? No, she said no. Okay. I think we might have some issues with Catherine. She might be a little upset because we did go inside against her in another war. That's fine. What we're going to do is we're just going to move some military units towards her. That's fine. That's going to be our solution to the problem. We got another army commander over here. You know what? I would like to maybe near the front. If I've got more than that, the infantry, let's reinforce one of these armies. So we'll just do that. You'll just automatically go and join them up. We do have another army commander. You're quite close to the front, which is nice, and you're already loaded with a bunch of heavy archers. Okay, let's move you up there. I don't know that we're going to declare war right away, but we're sure as heck going to be ready for it. Another commander here. I don't know that we need more commanders at the front. What I might just do is park you, say, in the southeast over here, because there's a possibility that we might see some action from other independents or someone doing something annoying. So I'm just going to keep doing this little reinforce. Towards the front, please. You as well. There we go. Let's get you going on. And I mean, you're possibly fine. You know what? I think I'm just going to put you on alert mode just to defend Sparta from anything that might happen. I mean, that's Charlemagne over here. That's Chuck. That's our buddy. And we get to choose a government, which we didn't actually see in the previous video. We got the choice of government. And what these bonuses are, this is the bonuses you choose when you get a celebration. You're going to choose either bonus food or production. I quite like the ones that give you, like, say this, like the culture boost. I like the food one a lot in the first stage, but now I think I'm going to take theocracy here, because then whenever we get a celebration, we know the culture boost is always going to be good. And that's usually they're paired up. Like, one of these is always generally good, and then the other one might be a little bit more circumstantial. So we'll do the theocracy so that, yeah, whenever we reach enough happiness, then we can go and just get a ton of stuff. Ooh, there we go. Hello, Army Commander. Yes. Reinforcements are still on the way. That's great. All right. Well, that is unfortunately, I feel like it went fast, but that is our 10 minutes of gameplay for this particular episode. So you can see a little bit of how an age transition works. Didn't really see too much, admittedly, because, like, we don't have a lot of buildings to build right now. I will probably take a look and figure out at least another city or two that I might want to swap, or sorry, a town or two that I might want to swap into another city. But I'll have to pick and choose a little bit. I might repeat one of the ones I had before. I like Rome being a city. I think that suits me quite well. And I think, yeah, we're going to want at least one or two. As long as our cities are growing, as long as they have enough towns feeding them raw food, I think you can cityfy a lot. Obviously, you're a little bit limited by gold, But the bigger the settlement, the cheaper it is to convert them. Also, all the settlement focuses got reset. They're all on growth right now. But when they do grow, then you do get a notification that, hey, you can focus your city. So if you forget about one, you'll be notified there. But yeah, I'll have to pick and choose a few things. All right. Thanks a lot for watching another episode. We've got one more of these still due to come. I'll see you next time, folks. Bye-bye.